Hi everybody, welcome back to LDRS Creative. We're in studio tonight for another craft class live, and I could not be any happier to be here with you guys tonight. So I have my trusty husband slash producer Alan across from the island here with me, and he's going to eventually put some comments and things up on the screen because I got nothing. There we go.
I got nothing.
I got nothing. Hello. So, wow, we've got a lot of people coming in already. Barbara Joy and Barbara Kenzer. Hello to both of you. Donna Dunn is here, and Sissy Sue Creations. Good evening, y'all. Donna is here, and Wendy from Saskatchewan. Let's see. Hello, sidekick, she says. Hello, it's cute. Dee is here. Alan's giving everybody a hello. Dee Dee is here as well, and Elsie and Sarah, welcome to you. And Phyllis Zimmerman is here. I'm early for once, she says. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else is here? Jean is here from, is it Pinole or Panola? Panola? I'm not sure. California. So welcome to everybody. Lori is here. Hello, Lori. Everybody's popping in. So good to see everybody. Bonnie and the West Loopsters. That's cute. Hello from PA. Wow. Ooh, high winds and heavy rain. Fingers crossed you don't lose power. I'm crossing them for you. Susan is here, and Judy and Jenny and Angel. Hello, Angel. Carla is here. So happy to see everybody popping in. Okay. So I'm going to get rolling. So we do have a lot to do tonight. I literally have not prepared a doggone thing. We had a very busy day today, and then not looking for sympathy here, but I started with a migraine this afternoon, and I am medicated right now. So I've got a little bit of a hum in my ears, but we're going to get through. A little bit of a hum. That's what it feels like. It's like this dull, That's what it sounds like in my head. But anyway, so I thought I'm going to leave my crafty time, you know, the bright lights and everything for you guys, because I didn't think I could take it twice.
You know the weird thing? I can hear the hum.
You can hear the hum? It's because it's hollow in there. It's just, you know. So anyway, basically what I did is I just chose a color scheme, and I grabbed the product that I decided I was going to be working with today. I'm going to show you all that in just a second when we go over overhead. Yes, Phyllis, migraines are the worst. They really do stink. Oh, I'm sorry if you get them too. Oh. But anyway, I did grab the product, and I'm going to show you everything that I'm going to be working with, and we're going to cross our fingers and hope that all of this comes out, okay? No idea. All right, so let's go ahead and go overhead. We're going to get right to it. Okay, so let me grab my glasses. A couple of things. Let's see.
Dee Dee says she got her glass mat a couple days ago.
Oh, Dee Dee, you got your glass mat a couple days ago? Yay! I bet it's gorgeous in your craft space. I'm so glad you love it. It is like, I think it's the prettiest, absolutely the most gorgeous craft tool there is. So I will tell you this. If anybody is thinking about getting one of these, it is a magnetic glass mat. It comes with, you know, the 4. These are really strong. You can see what size they are. They're neodymium magnets. Oops.
The board is not magnetic.
No, the board's not magnetic, but that's basically what, you know, that's what it's called. So, but it comes with the 4 magnets, the ruler, full sheet of iron on the back so that you can use your magnets. It is tempered glass, and it is just gorgeous, as you can see. It's going to make any craft space look professional and beautiful. And the great thing is no matter where your craft space is, you can leave this out because it's so beautiful. And my feeling is, you know, the prettier my craft space is, the more I enjoy being in it because it's beautiful. The more inspiration I feel as I'm crafting, and the more I want to hang out there. So anyway, I grabbed these are the 2 items that we decided we were going to work with tonight. So this is the Floral Swag right here. I have it in my storage stuff, and I didn't get it labeled yet. But this is what the packaging looks like. We're going to go ahead and zoom in here real quick. There we go. So this is what the packaging looks like, and you can see it colored up on the back. This is the Floral Swag. You can see if I slide this out of here, this is in one of the larger storage pouches that we have, or pockets. I'm going to slide that out. It is a cling and store, so my stamps, they're not coming off of here, right? That's where they store. On the back side, I have one of my magnet sheets. Actually, you know what? I have two of them stuck together. I just noticed. I'm like, wow,
Right,
that
it's
looked
so
awfully thick. Yes, and
Yeah.
it felt heavy. So I didn't realize I had two stuck together. See, look at that. Bonus points. Now I have more. I can set this aside. So let me slide these off of here. I didn't even realize I had them stuck
Well, now
together.
you can show the sticky.
Yeah, so here you can see this has it's sticky on the back. So you peel that off, put that over there, and I've adhered that down. So you can see how strong they are. They actually stuck to each other. And then I will actually slide, these are my stencils. So I have coordinating stencils. Those were slid into the back. And then on the back of the packaging for the stencils, this is like the little, diagram or layout that says stencil 1A, 1B, and so on, and it makes this. This is how you layer it up. So I trim that off of my packaging insert, and I slide that in there too. So then I have everything all together in my pouch, so I don't lose anything. Let me slide that in and make sure I've got everything on the inside there. So it all slides and fits into the one pouch. And so once I get that labeled up, I know exactly what I have. And then I also grabbed the My Wish For You stamps. This is a 4x6 stamp set, and there's nothing on the back. I'll put another sentiment on the back side of that. Remember, you can put something on the back because your stamps will stick to both sides. So it's really a great storage solution. So I know we have a special bundle with all of these. If you guys were interested, they have a markdown on that bundle, and I think that expires by the end of the day on Sunday. So I also grabbed, now you guys have seen me grab our Delicate Stitches Scalloped Rectangle a lot. It is my favorite die set. I grab it all the time. If you don't have something like this or this one, grab one of these. It's a fantastic staple to have in your collection. However, I'm going to work with the ovals tonight. And I love these. They're actually designed similarly to the rectangles where you can actually layer, all those pieces together and create beautiful textures and stuff. So I'm going to work with the ovals. And I am going to do some embossing. So I don't know if you guys noticed in the store, we've restocked our embossing powders. I'm going to be working with our hybrid inks. The hybrid ink, I can emboss that, so I don't have to have an embossing ink. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp in the Raven hybrid ink, and then I'm going to use the clear embossing powder over the top. And then the other colors that I've grabbed, I decided I wanted to do purples in the flowers because I do a lot of pink, so I thought it'd be fun to do purple. So I have 3 purples here. If you wanted to make note of these, I have Parisian Purple and Mrs. Periwinkle, and then Plum Crazy. So these are the 3 purples. And then for my greens, I grabbed Prickly Pear Perfection for my lighter green, and then I'm going to shadow with Olive Branch. Barbara is asking what stores are the LDRS products sold in. Oh boy, they're sold in many stores, Oliver. I couldn't possibly tell you all of them. I can tell you right from the get-go, if you wanted to check out scrapbook.com, you're going to find them there, but I'm not sure where you're located. We would need to know where you were located, Barbara, and then we could maybe kind of zero in on a store for you. So let's see. Oh, and then I also grabbed this really pretty purple cardstock that I thought looked really nice with the Parisian purple. So we're going to see how that goes. And this was an 8.5 by 11. See? So I cut it at 4 1/4, and I'm going to score it down the center here so that I have a top folding card base. And I did decide to do the whole card base in the purple instead of just a topper. So I'm going to go ahead and just get that ready. So I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. I usually do my card base in white, and I use Neenah Classic Crest 110 pound because it's really good and sturdy, and I love it. And then I'll do a color in a card topper, but I don't know, I just grabbed this and I thought we're just going to do the whole card base in the purple. So I've got that part done. We're going to set that aside. and we're going to get to some stamping and embossing. So I'm going to set this piece aside. I'm going to go ahead and grab, now this is my Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock. This is really good and thick. Love it. Do we have any of that in the store, Alan?
What?
The Neenah. Is that still in the store?
I think so. I can look.
Okay. Because I know we have bundles of that. This isn't what I want. Where's my stamps? Okay. Here's my stamps. So let me see if I can, I'm just going to slide the whole thing out. There we go. My stencils are here. Excuse me. All right, so there we go. Get the whole stamp set off of there. And I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do. So here's kind of my idea. Let me get my dies out and set these folders aside.
Let's set down to 0.
Okay, why don't you add a couple of those back? Because I know that we have that in stock. So in case anybody did want some of the paper.
Yes.
So
Right.
I'm going to use these top 2 dies. It's my favorite look, whether I'm using the rectangles or these ovals. So you can use the oval all by itself. It's going to cut that beautiful oval shape, and then it's going to give you stitching on the interior there, okay? I can add this one in and I can cut them both together or separately, however you want to do it. This one has a blade on the outside, so it is going to cut the center of the larger piece out, and that's okay. It's going to cut, and then it's going to stitch, and then it's going to give me another interior oval cut with a beautiful inverted scallop. And then I will be able to, if I want, I can use them individually or together. I'm going to use them together, and I'm going to line them up. And I'm going to pop them up on some foam, and we're going to put a beautiful sentiment in the center of it. And so my thinking is that I'm going to have my die cuts, right? And then I'm going to lay some of these beautiful florals up around the top right and then the bottom left, and just kind of frame that in some pretty florals. So I don't know how many florals I'm going to need, which is the reason I'm telling you all this, because I'm just going to do a bunch of them. We'll get them all colored up, and we'll see once they're cut how they fit, and we'll just kind of craft from there. So I'm going to get my tool here. I've got my clear embossing powder. Let me get this open. This is a brand new one, and I can't open it because I have arthritis in my hands. Alan.
What?
Oh, there we go. I got it. You know what I'm missing?
What are you missing?
Do me a favor, in the top drawer over there, top drawer, I need my little embossing powder thing. I forgot to grab
Right
it.
here?
Yeah, right there, top drawer. Grab the one that says clear and grab that little pouch that's on top. Okay? This is my clear right here. So this is what it looks like when it's all packaged. This is how yours would come. But I do have mine. See, this is what happens when my head hurts. I don't remember all my details. This is how I actually store mine. So I pour it into a little container. I wrote clear on it so I know what it is. And then this is my little anti-static powdery puff that I've had for more than 20 years. So you probably won't be able to find that brand anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going. I'm going to turn this. I've got my little heat gun here. I'm just going to turn on, make sure the power's working. And we're good. That sounds good. Oh, thank you, Gail. Gail said pretty florals. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Terry Jarowski is here. Hi, Terry. You know, if anybody, any store owners, when you come on, feel free, please, to, mention your store. Let people know where your store is, where they can find you, and, where you're located. Okay. Because we definitely want to send crafters your way. That's really important to us. Hello, Carletta. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place some of these on here. And I'm not going to worry necessarily about which direction they're going. I just want to get a couple of them on here. I should stamp one at a time. You know, I'm going to stamp one at a time because when you get too many things on there, it doesn't always stamp perfectly. And then you end up with, you know, unevenness and weirdness happening, which I don't want to do. So I am going to do one at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and use my little anti-static tool here, a little powder. I have not stamped with this stamp before, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a rub. This is going to get any you know, chemical residue off of it from when it was produced, and it's also going to let me feel for any extra little polymer pieces that might be stuck somewhere that I could peel up and off, because sometimes that happens. You know, you get just like a, what do they call that, a hanging chad? Something like that. Something like that. All right, so I've got my Raven Hybrid ink. And we're going to get this inked up. I want to make sure this is good and inked. I love the fine lines in this stamp set. This is so beautiful. So I'm using my Stampendable on that. I'm going to ink that up one more time because I want to catch that with my, I do want to make sure I have this ready to go, but I want to catch it with my embossing powder. So I'm going to want to make sure I have a fair amount of ink on there. So I'm going to go right to my embossing powder. Put this right over the top of it. Now I'm embossing for a couple of reasons. One, I like the look and feel of it. I think it's beautiful. The other reason is because I want to come in with more hybrid inks, and I'm going to stencil. So I'm going to let this heat up for a moment. Just let that get good and hot. And then give that a quick emboss. I like to let it heat up so I don't have to let the hot air on the paper for too long. Okay, let me see if I got everything, which I think I did. All right, so this takes just a little bit of patience. All right, so I'm going to let that cool. And I'm actually going to come in and turn this around, and I'm going to ink it up on the other side. Make sure that's nice and cool. All right, I'm going to ink it up on the other side now, since I've already got it in position. Now you guys heard me mention the arthritis in my hands when I was opening up that little jar. This is one of the things that I love about the Stampendable tool. If you don't have one of these, I can grip it here, I can grip it on the outside. It allows me to press down without squeezing, and it gives really nice even pressure when I'm stamping. You know what I realized I forgot to do was my little anti-static powder on here on this side.
The pouch I gave you?
Yeah, I forgot to do it on this one. It's not really that big of a deal because I'm using clear embossing powder. Make sure you move that embossing powder out of the way. You do not want to catch that with your heat tool. There we go. Beautiful fine lines. All right. That looks actually pretty just like that. I could add a sentiment in that. I could trim that up, color that in, and I'd be done with a card. It actually looks really pretty. I like it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give that a quick clean here with my cleaner. And then wipe it up. Our inks are hybrid inks, so they do have a permanent quality about them. So it is going to leave a little bit of a stain behind on your stamp, but that's perfectly fine. That helps me to see it all the better, in my opinion. But I do like to get any excess off of there when I'm crafting. So that way when I come in with another color later on, I know it's going to be nice and clear and clean. So let's see, what images do I have here that I might want to do? I think I'm going to do these two. Let's put one of them here. And then I think I can fit the other one here maybe. I want to make sure that I have enough room to die cut when I go to cut these. And I think that's going to work. I know I'm doing both of them together. I always say don't do that, but I'm going to do it. We're going to try it. I'm going to load this up. I always like to get that ready to go. All right, so this is what I forgot to do. Oh no, I did do that. Just rub on that, get any of those chemicals off, any little extra pieces, and let's ink it up pretty good. Okay, I'm probably going to end up doing it twice like I did the others, and that's okay. I don't know for sure if I'm going to need these extra pieces, but we're going to have them just in case. All right. There we go. And let's get this on both of those. There's the one and the other. Put a little more up here. Didn't look like it covered very well. Sometimes when you're looking at it kind of from an angle, you can see how much it's taken. So you may not be able to see as well from your view. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. Oh, Phyllis said it's snowing in Rochester, New York. We had like snow flurries today. It wasn't so bad. We're in Michigan, for those of you that may not know. Okay. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh, Sketio. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. We're going to have Alan dust off my stamping platform over the garbage in a moment. Because I got embossing powder all over it. That's okay.
Good job.
Good job, Bob. Is that from, good job, Bob?
No idea.
I don't know. Isn't that from like Bob the Builder or something?
Maybe.
Remember Bob the Builder?
Well, barely.
There are some little pieces here. I'm wondering if I want to do those a second time so I can kind of mirror what we do on the top and the bottom. I think I'm going to go ahead and do those two, just so I have them. If I don't use them, that's okay, but at least I'll have them and I won't have to come back and ink anything all over again. All right? A one-stop shop of stamp and emboss. So I probably shouldn't have cleaned those off, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and put those on here and do those again. Maybe if I do it in this direction, it'd be better. All right. Pick those up and ink away. All right. Oh, Deborah, it was snowing here in Portland, Michigan this morning. Did you get a lot of snow in Portland? Or is it all gone now? Because we had like a little bit and then it was just Do we still have snow, or did it all melt, Alan?
I don't know, I shoveled it up the driveway.
Yeah, he shoveled a little bit. Oh, Linnea's jealous. Everyone has snow.
Well, she lived here.
Yeah, Linnea, if you moved here. Just saying. There we go. Now we're going to heat that up. Oh, Dee Dee, 74 in Arizona. You really know how to hurt a girl. There we go. Okay. So I think we are done with the embossing. I've got it everywhere too. We have to be done. All right. You know, if you end up getting a lot of ink on here, this is how you clean that off. Look at, like, nice, perfect, good as new. There we go. All right, let's see. Oh, Terry said it was a gorgeous day in South Carolina today. You guys really know how to destroy a Michigan girl. Oh man, I put this in powder. Now we're gonna have to rinse this off. I got the embossing powder all over the back of it so it doesn't have its stickiness. I'm a goofy girl. You can rinse your stamps underwater, by the way, if you get stuff on them or they just get really dusty. You can rinse them off just in water. Alan, will you do me a favor, please?
Sure.
Will you take this? I'm going to hand this to Alan so that he can gently put that in the garbage and dust that off. Yeah, well, that's why I said gently. I have to give you that instruction ahead of time. So let's get these things put away so we don't make a bigger mess. All right. And then I can put these on the front here. I need to clean these off because I got powder all over them and they're not real sticky. All right, so thank you. Let's get rid of any extra powder that I have floating around. See the powder? Oof. Yoy, 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 yoy. That's what happens. That's what happens. It's crafting, my friends. Okay, so Mr. Hunt did a pretty good job cleaning that up. All right, so from here, we are going to go ahead and do some stenciling. And I'm going to find that little card right here. All right, so here's our little card. So it's telling me that 1A is going to be the first stencil. And I am going to have to kind of find the flowers on these stencils. And it's going to show me what's going on here. So we have these labeled. I just need to find it, and my lighting in here is so bright. So this one is 2A. It says it right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says 2A right up here in the corner. This one is, let me see. Oh, I need my lighting. This one is 1C. So this one is, let me see. This one is 1A right here. So 1A, this one must be 1B. Ah, my lighting, my lighting, my lighting. There it is, 1B. So 1A, 1B, 1C, and then 2A. So 2A is the leaves. That's what it says here, that's leaves. Setting that one aside. Actually, I'm just gonna put these in the stack how they go. So the first one I'm going to work with is 1A, and we have these kind of divided. If I had like a dark piece of cardstock, let me see if I have something here that might help. It kind of helps a little bit. The lighting is not the greatest because it's so bright. But we have them divided. See those lines there where we divided the stencil? Yep. So, and it says 1A right here. So this section right here is my largest floral, which is right here and here. And then this one down here is going to be this one here, right? This one here that curves around goes with this one. And then these are the two other tiny little stamps that you see, those little, the little accent pieces that we've got there, okay? This one doesn't have one because it's just little dots, literally. So it's this one and this one, okay? So I'm going to go ahead with stencil 1A, and I'm going to layer that up with my lightest color. My goodness, this is why I don't like glitter. I got embossing powder everywhere.
At least with glitter you could see it.
Yeah, at least with glitter you could see it. Here it just feels sandy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this could take a moment just to kind of figure out how that lays over the top of it. I'm going to grab one of my brushes, and I'm going to start with Parisian Purple. I'm going to lay this on here and just try not to get my head in the camera. And lay this over the top. You know, and look at your stencil. It's possible you might have to pull some tiny little, pieces of the stencil that maybe got stuck, especially because some of the things in here are really tiny, some of the images. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get my magnets on there to hold this. Now this color is really light. All right. Let's get that started. And I don't want to go real dark with this. I just want to keep it nice and light. And you can do different colors in here too. You don't have to make all the color or all the flowers the same color. If you want to make some of them pinks and yellows and stuff, you can do that. It's perfectly fine. So there's the one. Look how pretty that is already. So gorgeous. I'm going to line this up in the other direction now. It just takes a moment. A little bit of patience goes a long way. There we go. Put these on here. I love that these magnets are nice low profile. I do still hold my stencils. It's just habit. It makes me feel more, I don't know, in control, I guess. I'm a little bit of a control freak. Don't let my family tell you otherwise. Like they would tell you otherwise. Okay, so there's that. So pretty. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off just so I don't get it all over myself. And now for this one here. Just lay that over. Got them all, I think. There we go. Very gently. Such a pretty purple. There we go. There's one. I'm going to slide this one in now since I'm working with that same image. And I've already got the ink on it. So we're just going to move this one in. Yeah, the low profile on these puck magnets is really nice because you don't have to really reach around them too much. It's really kind of easy to go around. There we go. I'm going to give that a quick little clean. Real simple. Don't worry if it gets on your glass. Everything will just wipe right off of that glass. And then I think that this one goes here. Look at that. Look at that. go. And then slide that one out of the way, and we're going to bring this one in and do the same thing on this one. I love stenciling. Back in the day when I started crafting, and don't get me wrong, I love watercoloring and I love my Copic markers. But I would sit for hours and paint and color, and I loved it. But I mean, we're talking, I'd spend 4 hours making one card. It was beautiful, it was relaxing, it was wonderful. I just don't have the time for that anymore. And the stencils just make it so easy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean any excess off my brush. All right. So that is stencil 1A. Now I'm going to 1B, and I'm going to go up in color, so I'm going to set this ink pad aside. And now I'm going to go up to Mrs. Periwinkle. And now, let me grab that piece of, now I don't know if you can see, if I angle this just right, can you see, let's see if I can catch it. You see those extra little lines on there? Oh, I got the camera in there, it's hard to see. Those extra little lines in there are your alignment guides. So those alignment guides are going to line up with what we just stenciled with those images. And let me see if I can, oops, get the lighting right here. Works a lot better if I just have like one lamp over top instead of all the lamps that I've got going on. All right, I think I got it. Try not to put my head in the camera. There we go. I think I got it. All right. Again, much easier at home to do that. Nope, I didn't got it. Because I can see some spots there, right there. Oh, my lighting! I'm trying to turn it so my light's right. Just a tiny little bit. Sorry about this. All right, I think, there we go. Yep, that's good now. All right. So now I'm going to go in with one color, a little bit darker. I'm not going to push real hard. I'm actually, because I don't want this to be too dark, I'm going to give it a little bit of a brush off first and then come in. There we go. Hopefully I just have some little bits of accent. Oh, look how pretty. Seriously. All right, so now I'm going to give that a wipe. And now, because I've got ink on it already, I can kind of see those lines in there a little bit better. All right. So lining it up the second time should be a little bit easier. Let's go find the outline of each of those little petals. Over a little bit. Right there. I think that is it right there. Tiny bit that way. There we go. I'm going to see if I have enough on here already to do that. Without going back in for more ink. we go. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh. Seriously gorgeous. Let me move this thing over here where I can reach it better. Okay, so now this one over here. Gotta get this one. I think goes right here, up a little bit. There we go. Right there. A little bit of color. There we go. Nice and easy. So beautiful. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh. Okay, once I got those lines and they're all ready with a little bit of ink on them, it makes it line up so much easier because now I can see them. Is it right there? Right there, I think. Okay. Tiny little bit, not a lot. Gorgeous. And now we have the last piece, which is right here. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. That goes line up. Tiny little bit over. Sorry, I know this takes a moment here. That looks good. Actually, I'm going to put that on the back side there. And you know what? I also don't want you to worry too much if you're off a little bit. It's not going to make that big of a difference. Nobody's going to know. All right. So there's that one. And then here's this one, last one, with the medium shade. Line up my flowers over a little bit, right there, tiny bit over. There we go. And again, just use the existing color that I've got on the stencil. There we go. Look how beautiful. Okay, so that is stencil number 2. And then, you know, if you want to leave it there, you actually can. I'm going to go up to the darkest one. Let's put this ink away here. Yes, Mary, it's a very forgiving project. It's really, really easy. Plum crazy. So yeah, if you don't line it up perfectly, it doesn't matter. Nobody is going to know. So this is 1C. And again, first time lining it up in my lighting here is not going to be the easiest thing to do. But we're going to get there. Just kind of bear with me for a moment. Whoop, a little bit lower right there. I think that is where it needs to be, right there. Is this? Okay, so let's look at C and make sure that I'm going to get, yep, looks good. And now I've got Plum Crazy, which is my darkest. Cross my fingers. Look at that. Stunning. Stunning, stunning. Just a little bit darker in some of those areas. I could even go even heavier with that color if I wanted to. So I think I'm going to do that maybe on this one. Go a little bit heavier. Actually, without wiping that off, it made it easier to align that better. There we go. Let's see. Oh, look at that. I'm going to go back and do the other one heavier. Yes.
It's scaring me when you do that.
Why?
I'm afraid you messed up.
Oh, no, 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 no. No. It just looks gorgeous. I love it. But I'm going to go heavier with that purple on this one. That's another thing about having everything lined up nicely with these stencils. You can come back over it so easily. Look at that. Talk about impactful. Isn't that gorgeous? My, 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 my. Okay. So give that a wipe. You know, and here's what I would say too. Notice, since I've come in with color already, right, now I can really see those alignment guides, even though I don't have to worry about the, you know, the lighting. So if you can't see them and you're having trouble, put some color on it. That'll help you out right there. This one, I believe, goes over here. So let's see. Where's my... There it is. So this one lines up right here. There. Perfect. Gorgeous. I love that we have all of these on, like all the different flowers are on, you know, different sections of the stencils. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? My gosh. It is. It's just lovely. So we make it easy for you. And it's very cost effective when it's done this way too. So, you know, we can have fewer stencils in the set so that it's a much more reasonable cost. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I can't get over how stunning this is. Purple used to be my favorite color when I was little. All right, so this one I can see goes over here. Move that over. Goes right here. Perfect. Look at that, foolproof, stunning. And then I'm going to do this last one here. There we go. So, you know, if you want, you could do these with just 2 layers, or if you want to really be dramatic and add in that 3rd layer like I'm doing, you have that option, however you want to do it. Look how gorgeous that is. So pretty. I know I keep saying that, but I just think it is. Okay, So that is stencil number 3. Let me brush this off. Stencil 1C, I guess it is. Me too, Hannah. I am loving how this purple is looking. I think it's just beautiful. Okay, so now the last stencil is for the leaves. And let's see, which way does this go? So this is the top. This part up here, oh my goodness, I've got embossing powder on it. I can feel it. So I'm going to line this up with my leaves. Now we've only got one layer for each of these leaves. So, because they're so small. But I do have 2 colors. So I'm starting off with Prickly Pear Perfection, which is a brighter green, kind of a yellowy green. All right. And then I'm going to come in with olive branch. And I'm just going to get like the bottoms of some of these. Press it up from the bottom. So we end up getting a 2-tone on some of them. I'm literally just kind of flicking it. And then you get a little bit of a 2-tone look. See how pretty? Gorgeous. I am going to wipe this down in between because I have that olive branch and I don't want to mix that in. Let me wipe this because I know I've got some of that embossing powder. Stuff gets everywhere, you know. It's a good tool, but it can be a little messy. Okay, so let me start with my Prickly Pear Perfection. And then olive branch, and I'm literally just going to flick from the bottom up to the tip. But I'm lifting my tool or my brush just a little bit. It's like this kind of a motion so that it leaves some of the ends light. Isn't that pretty? Clean it in between. And then move over to the next area, which is right here. Get these out of the way. Here we go. So I'm going to do the same thing with this. Let me turn that into position. There we go. A little bit of a turn. There we go. All right, so Prickly Pear Perfection, and then olive branch, flicking out just a little. Pretty. I'm going to do the next one. Wipe it between because I don't want to change how the colors end up looking. If you leave ink on your mat or on your stencil, it's going to change the colors that you start pulling in there because they're going to combine with the ink that you leave on your stencil. All right, over to the olive branch. There we go. Pretty. And then we have this little flower here is the last one, and that one is right here. So just line these up. There we go. Because they're small, I do maneuver that a little bit to make sure I've got it on there right. I'm going to go, oh, I just moved it. There we go. All right, so prickly pear perfection. Notice I keep those brushes separated because I don't want to grab the wrong brush by accident. All right. Ta-da! So now we have one more over here. Here we go. All right. And now olive branch. There we go. And look at that. In no time at all, we have colored everything up. I'm going to turn this over so I can clean my brushes. Yes, I know this thing looks terrible, but this is my ink cloth. It is what I use to clean my brushes, so. All right. Clean up on aisle 4. Get those put out of the way, move things out a little bit. Here's what we've done so far. Aren't those gorgeous? So now I'm going to set my stencils aside with this. I'm going to go ahead and ask my assistant to come over here. So we're going to do some die cutting.
I'm glad you didn't abbreviate that.
Helen. You're so funny. I'm going to go ahead and tape these down. Oh, thank you, Helen. They really are foolproof. We're very careful, with our designs. We want to make sure that everybody can easily achieve fantastic results with our products, be happy with your designs, have them be universal so that you can use them over and over and over again. And hopefully even maybe combine them, mix and match with some other things that you've already got in your stash, whether they're, LDRS products or some other company. I mean, there's a lot of products out there, and don't ever forget what you have in your stash. Just because you've had something for a little while doesn't mean that you can't use it anymore. Everything is useful and everything can be new again. You just kind of make it look new again by mixing it up with some of your more current products. And I think that's a really fun thing to do. Okay, so where'd you go?
Well, I'm waiting on you.
Mr. Hunt, come here. Come here, mister. All right, go ahead and send that through, please. And then we've got to get the others taped up. I'm going to go ahead and trim this piece because I can save some of this cardstock. This little bit here I can save. All right. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Look how perfect and beautiful. I love die cut edges. It actually pushes the paper and gives you this beautiful kind of soft rounded edge. They're so gorgeous. Look at that. And another one. The tape that I use, by the way, is mint tape. It is from scrapbook.com. You're going to see me place this tape aside over here because I am going to reuse it. It does not pull up and tear my paper. You don't want to rip it off your paper. I mean, give it a moment, right? Just be a little patient with it. There you go. It's not like one of those things like, where a Band-Aid, you want to rip it fast. It's not that situation. All right. Now, oh, for goodness sake. I'm going to go ahead and trim this piece off of here. Otherwise, it's going to make me bonkers. Okay, so, but yeah, this is mint tape. We don't sell it. This is from scrapbook.com. I've tried a lot of different tapes. This happens to be my favorite. It holds, and it's going to hold more than once, which is important. It also doesn't pull up and tear on the designs, which is nice. Maneuver that into position. There we go. I'm going to give those one more, tape them together. I am very liberal with tape because I don't want to have to do everything all over again. And when you're going through a die cutting machine that has a lot of pressure to it, as they do, it can end up shifting or pushing things as it goes through, especially if your sandwich is way too tight. Okay, so this is just driving me bonkers. I got to get rid of some of this. I am a very tactile individual, and having this feeling
crazy,
of all that embossing powder is just like, you know, you play in the sand and it gets on everything, right? I wasn't the kid playing in the sand when I was growing up. I didn't like the sand on my feet or in my toes or... All right, look how gorgeous. So pretty. All righty. Let's get my dies off of here. I am going to let the tape go at this point. Gorgeous. Get my die. Oh, Patty Redmond is here, and Beth Vallone stopped by, and I see Connie Dunbar. And Gail Spresser is here. Hello, ladies. Nice to see you join us. Okay, so Alan, your job is not completely done yet. I am going to put these dies aside, but I am going to need you to cut something else. So let's go ahead and put this away. Now, I do have sentiments that in this stamp set that we could use. So we have this gorgeous font with Just a Note and Hugs and Kisses. I thought that it would be really fun. Oh, let's get these in here too. I thought it would be really fun to play with, just to kind of mix it up, to show you that, yeah, you can mix with other things that you have in your stash. And so I decided to pull, so now I have this stored, I can set that aside. I decided to pull in the My Wish for You sentiments. So this is what we're going to work with. But first, here it is. See, look at those magnets. They are really good, I'm telling you. Mr. Hunt.
Yes.
I need you, please. You know what? I should have saved the tape. I think I can still save it. It's right here. I put all the tape on my little thing here. So I'm going to reuse my tape even one more time. And I'm going to start with, again, Nina Classic Crest Solar White cardstock. I'm lining up the two dies here. You know what? Because I want those, I'm going to make sure that I have fresh tape. I am going to do fresh tape because I want to make sure nothing shifts. I'm going to line this up so that it is centered within the other one as best I can without sticking my head in the camera.
Thank you.
Drives Alan bonkers when I stick my head in the camera. Alrighty, that's not straight at all. That's not even. There's nothing even or straight about that whatsoever. We're going to try that again. Alright, I'm going to have to lift this one up too, because I have more of a gap on one side than the other, and that will make me crazy. Anybody else as anal as I am about this stuff? I don't know what it is. My eyes just see it. All right, it's still not perfect, but we're going to let it go. We're going to let it slide because you guys don't want to see me do that endlessly. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's see, Mr. Hunt. Ah, it's running it through. Okay. Here we go. Be a little patient when you pull this up. Little patient. There we go. It's almost like my aunt when she would unwrap presents when I was a kid. I actually had an aunt who would save the wrapping paper. And she would unwrap everything so slowly and carefully, you just wanted to throw a shoe at her. Sorry if you're someone who does that. I didn't mean to insult anybody. Oh. Okay, so here we go. Let's put these aside. Get this off of here, put that aside. The reason I'm being so weird about this is I want to make sure everything stays in the direction that it started. I don't think it matters because I think we've designed these dies very, very well so that no matter which direction you've got them in, you're good. But again, you know, crazy. Okay, so this is how it looks when I line up these three. So if I wanted to just kind of, you know, tape these all together in the back, you would still see all that beautiful texture in there with all of those scallops and that stitching. That's not what I'm going to do though. So I'm going to take this. I am going to adhere these together in the back. Just the frames. If I can make this work. There we go. You can use whatever tape you want for this. But I just want to make sure that everything fits perfectly flat in there. All right, so I need little bits of tape just to tape on these seams, and I've even got too much there because they're so narrow. You know what? I'm wondering if I want to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this all around just a little bit to make sure it stays. And then I'm going to put some foam around that frame because I want to have dimension. So yes, this is tedious. I get it. But it's going to be worth it. That one's not going to work. Let's do it here. That's probably enough as she keeps going.
Do you know what time it is?
Oh, it's 8:09. I did not know what time it was. All right, so we're going over tonight, I should announce, by the way. Scissors. So hopefully that's okay for those of you that are still with us. All right, so I am going to put some foam on here. I'm going to cut this foam kind of thin. And I'm going to cut kind of small pieces like this so that, because it does bend. So, you know, this is like one of the trade-offs with working with an oval. I'm sure somebody has an easier way of doing this, but well, this is how I do it. I'm going to put these on here. So the reason I had that blue tape down was just to hold everything in place while I'm doing stuff. If you don't, oh, I already have it here. If you don't want to do that part, you don't have to. It's not going to show. It was literally just to stabilize it so that it wasn't moving and I could do this stuff a little bit faster. Okay, so from the front, that's what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? Ah. Okay, so what I'm planning on doing is, first of all, turning that over. And I'm planning on doing this, and then I'm going to put my sentiment on here and pop that down through the center here like so. And then I'm going to put some of my flowers, so I'll have a sentiment on there, and I'm going to put these up, some of them on foam, just like so, and then I can put a few more little pieces in here as well, just to create a little more drama with it. So that's my plan. First thing I'm going to do, or next thing I'm going to do, is stamp a sentiment in this piece here. All right. And I'm just going to do that in Raven. I am going to try and make sure this is straight. That's not it. Let me line this up. So I'm making sure it's straight with the two points there and then the points at the bottom there. All right. And then I'm going to grab one of my sentiments here. And I'm thinking I'm going to grab Best of Luck to You because it's a nice, long, narrow sentiment. I think that'll be really pretty there. Make sure I have that centered. I think it looks straight. Again, I don't want to put my head over the top of it, so I'm going to say that that's good. Oh no. Let's line that up again. Okay. Give that a little bit of a wipe. I'm not going to emboss. I'm just going to do this in a beautiful black Raven. I love our Raven ink because it is a gorgeous, deep, rich black. That looks beautiful. I'm going to do just a little bit at the bottom there on that To You. Hopefully nothing moved. Gorgeous. Give it a quick clean. I'm actually going to clean the top of that again. All right, we're done with ink. We're done with die cutting. We're done with my Wish for You sentiments. So I'm going to set this aside. Put that back in its little pouch so everything stays together. All done with my dies here too, so we'll put those in their pouch. Clean up on aisle 4. Okay, so now I can start putting things together. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going. My little frame. I am so sorry we're running over. Oh, thank you, Connie. I'm so happy you like these sentiments. I really like them too. I think they're so pretty. I got rid of my fingernails, and so I don't have any nails. I got them all trimmed. I don't have any nails to do that with. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's get this straight. This is where you want to line up with your mat. up a little bit, over a little bit. I think that looks pretty good. I'm looking at the top scallop and the bottom scallop, and I think they look pretty straight. That looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and adhere that down. Now this piece, okay, I am going to use liquid adhesive on this one so that I can move this and slide it just a little bit as needed before it sets. So I've got, this is our craft glue. It goes on white, but it dries clear. So now I can slide this in. Oh wow, that's fitting in there beautifully. Press that in. So we have that little bit of dimension. Best of luck. So pretty. I think that looks gorgeous, just like it is. Ah. Okay, now this is going to go up a little bit higher. So I'm going to take a bit of there we go. Put that up like that. I'm not going to glue it down yet or press it down yet. Let's give me another little piece. Now we're going to do some flower arranging. And just put these up here. But it just looks kind of a little plain, so I want to kind of play with this a little bit and see what else I can do to make it a little bit fuller and dimensional. Let's see, maybe this one comes over here and then this one comes here. And then that goes up maybe a little bit like that. Or here. And then up. Oh, I think that looks pretty. What do you guys think? Does that look good like that?
Sure. And I speak for the group when I say that.
Alan's like, let's get this moving. I'm going to put one more layer of foam on the back of this because I want that up a little bit higher than everything. Just a little. And then these pieces, I think I'm going to put just right down on, actually, give me a tiny little piece of foam for the end, just to give me a little bit of stability here where that's going to go. Because I think with this one, no, I think the green needs to come down. I think it's going to be better like that. Oh, I'm struggling here. Like that. Have more green. No, I like it better this way. Okay. We're going to go with it. Where is that? Here. And then this piece here, I think. So a little bit of foam here. Just on the end because we have that dimension there. And then it's going to be flat on the frame. And I can tuck that under maybe a little bit if I need to. Don't press it down. That way I can slide it. And then I'm going to put a little bit of foam on either end here. Because I want to make sure that we support the sides. All right. I feel like I'm a little bit of a floral architect. Just a wee bit. All right, so then we can kind of go like this. Then we have lots of pretty dimension. do you think of that? Does that look pretty? I feel like we have a hole there. I don't know if I like that little hole there. I think I'm going to lift this side up and lift that piece up a bit. There we go. And then we kind of close that up a little, and I think that looks better. That looks really pretty. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and since I'm kind of weird, I've got to actually flip everything over. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on that end. So it's the fatter part goes out there, so I need that little skinny piece goes in here, right? And then the liquid adhesive. And I'm just going to catch that up there, I think is where it goes before I press it down. Yeah, I'm going to aim that up a little bit more, just like so. And then press that piece down. And then here, we need one little piece here. And the liquid. Beautiful, like bouquet of flowers. I think it's so gorgeous. Like that. I think that looks great. And then again, we're going to come in and support this a little bit more. Build it up. Too high. On the ends for a little more dimension. And then we're going to be done in a moment. All right. Anybody still with us out there? I'm sorry, I know we're running over. I feel bad, my energy's down a little bit. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I feel like my energy's down for everybody a little bit tonight, so I'm so sorry about that. All right, so let's put this piece here and cover up those ends. Make sure we keep everything on the card. Try and cover up some of that scallop. There we go. Clear this space, and look at that. We got a gorgeous spring bouquet. I think that is so pretty. Best of luck to you. Now, if you wanted, you could actually use like some little gems in there to really set that off, to you know, little sequins or little gems in there, some little sparkly things to kind of set that off. But I think that's really pretty. Really pretty. And then you can write a little sentiment inside, or you could actually stamp another one of the sentiments in there. But I think that is really great. So again, if you had clear gems or some pretty soft purple, I think that's really pretty. I love that dimension. Just gorgeous. Yay! So lots and lots and lots of fun with that floral swag, with the stencils, the stamps, the dies, and then when you know, they do come with their own sentiments, but you can mix them in with other sentiments as well, and they're just as beautiful. Just as beautiful. Alan, do you want to go ahead and switch us back?
Sure.
Yay! All right, everybody. So that is tonight's card. I hope you enjoyed it. Yay! So, true to form, we're going to have a giveaway. We have to have some sort of a giveaway. So for everybody who is still here, if you haven't left a comment, put something out there that says, hey, pick me, or just a hello or whatever. Alan's going to go ahead and he's going to draw a name. And the winner is going to get those beautiful scalloped oval dies, that whole die set. Yay! So you're going to be able to do a lot with that. Lots of fun with that. So, Mr. Hunt, do we have a winner?
Carletta Morris.
Carletta Morris, you are tonight's winner. Carletta, congratulations. You have won our gorgeous, delicate scalloped oval frames die set. So I need you please to send us a message, send us an email message to customer service at ldrscreative.com. We need your complete name, your full mailing address, and we will get your dies out to you right away so you can start crafting with them. Yay! All right, everybody, a little bit of an announcement before you go. Next week is a new release week. On the 22nd, we are announcing our brand new spring collection, and it is a doozy. We have some amazing products. We have new stamps in there. We've got new floral stamps, new sentiments, new dies, new stack and collage. Lots of new press and foil plates in there too. So we have a lot to show you. Super excited. So join us next week. We will be, putting reminders out. So subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook so that you get these announcements. Subscribe to our email list on our website. This is how you're going to know what's going on when we offer specials. We have new releases, all kinds of things. So, but that's going to be next Thursday, same time, same place, 7 p.m. The release day is going to start fresh and early on Thursday. So you will be able to shop to your heart's content first thing in the morning to make sure that you get yours before anything is gone. That is the new release day. Make sure you check out your local stores. We have already shipped a lot of the products to stores across the country. Check your favorite store near you because they might, who knows, they might even put them out a little bit early. I don't know. I'm sure they're doing sneak peeks, and I know some of them are even taking pre-orders. So check your stores. We have a lot coming next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. Can't wait to see you there. Until then, have a wonderful evening, a fantastic weekend. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.